Today's gospel comes from the book of Matthew. Jesus said to the disciples, "Then the kingdom of heaven will be like this. 10 bridesmaids took their lamps and went to meet their bridegroom. 5 of them were foolish and 5 were wise. When the foolish took their lamps, they took no oil with them, but they were wise and took flasks of oil with their lamps. As the bridegroom was delayed, all of them became drowsy and slept. But at midnight there was a shout, 'Look, here is the bridegroom, come out to meet him.' Then all those bridesmaids got up and trimmed their lamps. The foolish said to the wise, 'Give us some of your oil, for our lamps are going out.' But the wise replied, 'No, there will not be enough for you and for us. You have had better go to the dealers and buy some for yourselves.' And while they went to buy it, the bridegroom came, and those who were ready went with him into the wedding banquet, and the door was shut. Later the bridesmaids came also, saying, 'Lord, Lord, open to us.' But he replied, 'Truly I tell you, I do not know you. Keep awake, therefore, for you know neither the day nor the hour.'" This is the word of the Lord. What does it mean to be prepared? Do you stay prepared? If you ask my mom, she would say, "I am rarely prepared." If you ask my friends, they would say, "I am prepared just enough." And if you ask me, well, I'd say I am prepared with the exception of always having to run back because I forgot something. But I always just make it. But regardless if you pride yourself on always being prepared in preparation, barely making it under the wire, or missing it by a hair, preparation is key. It makes the day go smoother, than the task done more efficiently. It allows you to be ready for anything that comes your way. The mantra "phone, wallet, and keys" said under one's breath when leaving the house is a necessity. List gripped in hands as one tackles errands and checks it off is needed. So what does preparation look like in our Christian life? How do we prepare for the return of Christ? How do we prepare and be faithful servants? Those questions can be answered in the Gospel of Matthew that we hear today. In Matthew, we hear a parable from Jesus about a bridegroom and a wedding. From the surface, it seems as though Jesus is informing us to bring more oil because we will run out. Yet that is not the case. He is telling us that we need to be prepared and ready for whatever comes our way. And if we are not, we may miss out on our blessings, as well as stressing the need of patience for the return of Christ. This parable sheds a much needed light that when we as a group rush to do things, we can rush past what God has in store for us. That we can easily look past what is right in front of our eyes and become clouded about what we need to do and not what has been done for us. Matthew's words holds up a shaky mirror of how we are not prepared and ready. We can easily be passed over. Because when you have an abundance of oil, life is so much sweeter. When you have oil, you can wait for as long as needed. When you have oil, you can see what is right in front of your face. And when you have oil, your blessings will overflow like the oil running down Aaron's beard. For this parable is telling us that waiting, watching, and preparing is how we need to live out our life. For we do not know when Christ is coming, nor do we know what blessings we have in store for us. So don't be like the 5 foolish bridesmaids who ran out and had to go knock and find more oil. Be like the wise ones that brought plenty and in anticipation of the coming festivities. Now let me return for a second on that waiting piece, because I don't know about you, but I am not good at this. Because it has been brought up not only in today's gospel, but also in the cycle of Matthew, as we see Jesus remind us time and time again that the Christ will return, and we have to patiently wait for that return. So as we wait for Christ's return, we wait patiently and humbly. Waiting is not only exclusive to our religious life, but also in our day-to-day life as well. For like in life, we are no stranger to waiting, especially this week as we have waited for the presidential announcement or even waited for my arrival. We have waited and continue to wait, rather it's political, personal, or work-related. For waiting will not be forever, and we will reap the bounty, rather it's personal or earthly. So don't be impatient and foolish, be patiently wise, because Matthew tells us that the 5 foolish bridesmaids who left their oil and knocked on a closed door. Or are you like the others who came prepared, who assumed their oil would not be enough and took more than they needed and never ran out, and in turn was present to receive God's blessings? My friends, I am here to ask you, are you knocking on a closed door? Or are you standing in front of that closed door prepared and ready for whatever comes your way?